Hello guys, this is part 4. These are the Town Hall 10 attacks. This looks like it could be a 6-part video series for this war. We had, I think, 12 Town Hall 10 versus Town Hall 10 3 stars in this war. So we'll get straight into it. We'll start at the top and work our way down with these ones. This is Dragon Rider with what is a staple attack now in GG. So Queen Walk, assume there's bowlers in the CC. He's got a couple of hounds, might be a hound. I haven't watched all these again. There are so many attacks in this war that it's just sick. So the Queen's usually in charge of breaking in, pulling the enemy CC and getting an Inferno. With the air attack, obviously you want to get at least one air defense as well. King often responsible for another air defense, but we'll sit and see. So at this point, wall breakers down. That's probably for the king entry. Enemy queen sitting safely in the middle. Enemy king has been beaten up. There's the CC. Wasn't too many hounds. Hounds are I don't know. I still like them in TCs. I think they can be a real time waster. Certainly on the right base, they can be a pain in the ass. But if it's against minors, they're just no good. In theory, against air, they're no good. Sometimes against a queen walk, they're okay. So king's going to take out this second air defense. Queen's going to get that Inferno tower. And now the ability needed. We've got the air portion of this coming. I like the cleanup minions like straight behind the loons, so there's just no time wasted. The loons have a long way to travel before they catch up to the hounds. That freeze was needed. And now into a Tesla farm. Last hound out of the CC, so he didn't have any bowlers for this. I was talking shit at the beginning. That hound lasted about 3 seconds. I think he soaked up every air trap over there. But at this point, probably got 8 or 9 loons left. Just the air defense to deal with. That expo is on ground. Gonna get taken out by the queen anyway. We still got a few cleanup troops. We fast forward. I'll see how many of these I can fit into my normal video size. Number 9, Le Lantos. Interesting base. At first glance, looks a little bit like some of the shit you see in Farm Wars, but it's nipple formed and quite anti-minor with the heavy structures, the Wizzy Tower and the Infernos. Sort of in that formation. Doesn't matter because we're going air at this point. That golem is going to soak up so much damage so quickly with those expos. He's got king. Here's the bowler version of this attack. So the king's going to go in and take out one air defense with those bowlers. The CC is going to get pulled. Poison down for the loon. The hound doesn't really matter if it stays away from the queen at this point. If that Inferno goes down, the air portion can start up top. And he actually misses it with the kill squad, but the loons should get there in time. He's got hounds come in from sort of every angle, and these loons, the pathing on this base is just a bit silly. Very spread out defense-wise. The value on the freeze, 4 Teslas and an Inferno tower with 1 free spell. And once these loons get over top, they only need to drop 1 and they destroy 2 structures. So I think he might have missed one of the air defenses. I'm not sure the queen wasn't supposed to live a little longer than that, but no matter. So after all the banter of this war, TWSS, I can't remember who they matched after this, or if they even spun, but it was all friendly after the war. There was a bit of shit talking during the war, but it was friendly banter, really. This is XY. This is Town Hall 10 miners. Just a little bit, or a lot more detailed in terms of planning that needs to go in. You can't just spam 47 miners at Town Hall 10. They will not get anywhere. So we'll come in with a queen walk, looking to get the enemy queen, that rage spell, just to help push forward. So there's quite a few hounds in their Town Hall 10s. Couple of external air traps. And the queen at this point is taking quite a lot of fire for dealing with the CC at the same time, so she's going to need the ability. That should take care of all the pups. I might need another rage straight away. And there's a rip healer. So if you look at the base, XY is just trying to create a funnel so his miners have either a clockwise or an anti-clockwise sort of path around it. King is going to head in towards that second Inferno Tower, which is going to alleviate a lot of the pain for the miners. Town Hall is going to go down. It's one of those attacks that worst case scenario, you're going to get a fairly high percentage 2-star. King's gone walkies. It's fine. Miners have to go in straight away. And that gets the king back on track onto that Inferno Tower. And now it's just a heal spell. Just got to keep these things up long enough. It's like the olden days of hogs with heals over bombs at Town Hall 9. If you just keep them alive, they will tank the whole base. So if they hit the Inferno, which they have, they should get through it. Yeah, there's 20 miners left. About 2 defensive structures. And a fairly healthy queen. XY is a beast. Cal is always good for an air raid. I think where I'm scared of heights, Cal is scared of the ground. Saying that, I think he had a minor raid last war. So I probably don't even need to explain these anymore. Queen's going to walk in. He's actually got some archers down for the funnel. That was quite cute. Queen will get at least 1 air defense. She's going to head far enough in. She's not going to be able to get the Inferno without a jump spell. But she will get the CC. So he's got a couple of rage spells. He does have a freeze, 1 heal. Heal during the air. Possibly for this portion where the Valks have to drop in. You know there's going to be a bomb. And the CC to deal with. The air portion has started. Only 2 air defenses left standing. Troll Tesla on the outside of the base. And this is already looking pretty wrecked at this point. Loons are straight onto the Inferno Tower. That Wizzy Tower is locked onto, or was locked onto his king. Which means those loons pass through fairly happily. The queen still had the ability. Pups are everywhere. I'll speed the end of some of these up so we can get through all these 10v10s. Had quite a few people enjoy the baby dragon attack. Wonder how often we're going to see that attempted at Town Hall 11, or even 10 for that matter. So Leilantos again, Queen Walk. Only 12 loons, 7 minions. He brought his own bowlers, so there's probably some hound in the CC. He's only got one of his own hound. 3 rage spells, 3 haste spells, so probably going to rage up this queen a few times. No jump, but does have 10 wall breakers, which is frightening for most people. So a few of these minions are already down. They help to just clear any trash. There's no point waiting on some of these trash buildings when they're out of range. Free percentage. What do you say? Those wall breakers are going to open up that compartment. King should be able to waltz straight into that air defense. Queen will get to this Inferno Tower, though she is going to fight that sweeper. And she's going to need probably a rage and the ability to get through this, but and we're going to break the queen out. This is some sexy wall breakers. So 2 air defenses are wrecked. The sweeper, sort of the higher sweeper, is going to be negated in terms of effectiveness on any loons. These bowlers are actually going to do some serious damage. The king's going to push all the way through. He's going to lose quite a few of his bowlers to bombs. But we've created an absolute monster of a funnel, and there's only 1 air defense left to deal with. Still has the Inferno, but we have 2 haste spells, a rage spell, and a freeze at this point. And I'm reckoning that though he used all his spells, he probably didn't even need them. That's silly good. I think some of the banter around this war was about our Town Hall 10s and hitting fresh on 9s and stuff. I think quite a few of Golden Goblin and IP bases, probably like War Whales and Poetic Darkness, their bases tend to float around for a while. So we build them, people get them. I don't say they steal them because it's fair game. You hit a base in war and it does well, feel free to use that. But they tend to float around for a while, and I think a couple of these were some of our bases from a while back. So where we've done the friendly challenge on these quite a few times. We've seen them because we built them. I don't know which ones. I'm talking shit at this point, but I know that was part of the banter that shouldn't really have mattered. The attacks were really good on both sides of this war, and they actually got fairly close in the end. And we were liking the air. Air seems to be OP at Town Hall 10. I know XY is on the minors. And there was a few minor attacks at 10. I think there's one more, probably a couple more. What number are we on? 14. I've got another 6 bases to show after this. We'll see if I cram it all into one video. Might make sense to just put it into one. So King gonna waltz in. He's straight on to that Inferno Tower. Skellies are gonna mess with him a bit, but he should get there after these storages go down. The enemy queen was taken out by Zach's queen, and the second Inferno Tower is going to get beat as well. And it's funny, I hate these kind of bases where the air defense is quite exposed. It just means through the core your loons are like fairly exposed. you tend to find your hounds tank across the whole thing, and they do soak up the traps, but they don't hold off a lot of defense when you see a lot of these loons go down to these Teslas. But he's got tons left. There's pups everywhere. There's a troll Tesla up top. So all those loons are going to sort of waste some time going up. It just doesn't matter. Be the last thing to fall. She said she was 18. And that's what she said. I didn't know what TWSS stood for a while till I read their clan description. I am out of touch. So we're into 88k 10s now, still fairly max. He's got some sort of not max point defense on this base. He's done his Wizzy towers up. Some of his splash is max. This is another minor attack. So funneling the miners, Queen, if you look at where she's going to walk, she's going to clear sort of from 3 down to 6. She's going to get the enemy queen, no problem. Take out a few, well, not really going to get too many bomb spots, but she will get the enemy CC. Goblins and a baby dragon. And now his miners can already come in. King up top with some bowlers. That's just going to alleviate some of the pressure on the miners and keep them sort of focused through the core of the base. I think timing was fairly crucial on that, because the king pushing with the miners, or with the bowlers, sorry, is going to have to get done before these miners hit the core. And that way they all stay straight. And if miners ever needed heal spells, that was it. Nearly doubled up on heals through that tanky bit. They're going to spend a bit of time on the CC, another heal just so they go into this Inferno with some health. Queen finally pops the ability down south. That double bomb's probably going to ruin those miners. They actually do tank double bombs quite well. It's frightening. That last sort of minor nerf did fuck all in terms of nerfing them. I suppose you might have a threat on time for Town Hall 11 raids if you're just spamming miners, but that was silly. 16. We'll power through XY with his first or second, can't remember. 88k again. This is 23 miners with a queen walk. He's got a couple of Valkyries. Don't see any bowlers, have no idea what's in the CC. This is on Matt. Golden Goblins spun, I think, straight after this war and have matched a fairly engineered... we're at a disadvantage. Which most people don't understand. Everyone thinks that GG is always the advantage. It's probably 50-50, if not less. I reckon we're often outnumbered in terms of Town Hall 11s. So CC pulled that funnel at 6 o'clock, made way for the king just to go straight onto that Inferno tower. Queen's going to sort out that expo. That golem did what he needed to do. And at this point, the miners have a fairly solid path. I'm not sure where he starts them from. He's going to dump all 20 odd onto a mortar. As long as they don't hit any bomb spots as that group, they should absolutely tear through this. This is where you want them to split a little bit. There was a heal down. That splash damage is dangerous, those Wizzy towers. If they get hung up on Skellies or a hero or something under Wizzy towers, and if an Inferno gets him, it's trouble. They managed to tank through. He's out of spells. He's got 1 minion left. And this is in the hands of the Clash Gods at this point. This is when you double click and go join the clan chat and see what shit they're talking about, yeah. Or see if they're cheering you on when you've wrecked it. It is beer o'clock. Couple more. I can't normally waffle on for 25 minutes, but we'll make an effort. Winterburn 2. 5 healers. This is the queen at 9 o'clock. It's got quite a few defenses outside this base. There was quite a lot of thought put into the Inferno towers, but the rest of it looks like kind of a Town Hall 9 style. I'm not saying that's bad. If he was using a bunch of golems, those external defenses would probably be a pain in the ass to sort of funnel. But he's had no issue here walking in. His queen's going to get the first Inferno, probably pull the CC at the same time. I don't think he's going to quite get the enemy queen. So rage spell down, CC of death comes out. At this point, there's quite a few exposed air defenses, but she's not in range of any of them. So some wall breakers down, that's going to get her into the next compartment. This is going to start the battle with the enemy queen. Certainly about to take out that air defense at 12 o'clock. And there's the golem. Gonna head straight for the cannon. He's got some bowlers that are gonna come in and clear some trash, which gives way for the king to sort of walk in. These bowlers are gonna take out probably both of those air defenses down south, and he can start the air portion. So a ton of loons, surgically placed, I suppose you could say. And everything's going to path straight off that archer tower onto this Inferno. That sweeper's just missing the cover. We're probably going to see 12 loons head into this Wizzy tower. But this base is toast. 90 odd %. The troll, Tesla, obligatory. Three more, if we can tolerate it. What do we just show? Winterburn. 2 in a row we had. Fairly similar army comp. Still on 87k 10, so these were no like slouch bases. Loads of little compartments on the outside. Air defenses are fairly well protected. The CC and queen happily in the middle with sweepers. So if you looked at this base, it certainly doesn't scream air to me right away. He's managed to thwart what was probably an absolute disaster of a queen walk on the first try. Not sure how many of these were fresh, though I did the fresh Town Hall 9 series, and I think I screwed one of them up. Probably screwed up more than one, but I didn't even check to see if these were fresh or not. At Town Hall 10 you expect scouts. Pretty sure Craze, one of the last ones, I'm pretty sure was fresh. Anyway, queen's in. She's going to get stuck on some storages here, but she is targeting that Inferno at some point. And that air defense, either the northern one or the southern one's going to go down to her. 8 bowlers. I think he has maybe, not even sure he brings a hound. There might be one hound in the CC. But we rage up. This is the minion CC with a Valkyrie. It's quite dangerous. And the queen is going to deal with that. And now we're going to see the king come in and meet up with the queen. He's actually going to stay straight and go right for that lower air defense. Straight under the enemy queen, jump spell down. It's going to give all them bowlers access to the core of the base. And there was one hound brought for this raid. It's a kill squad push for like 50% of the base, and realistically it's still going. And the rest of these loons only had one tank. But there's just so many loons that it doesn't matter. Queen's gonna end this on full health. King on a sliver. So GG, and it's air attacks. Here's Craze, crazy ass. 86k, so we're into the mid level 10 now. This one, sort of Town Hall 9 almost everywhere in terms of defense. Few point defenses upgraded. He's got the Inferno Towers. I was chatting with someone in the clan about Infernos and when to drop them. I'm no expert, but there is a point now at Town Hall 10 where if you've got a few of your war troops upgraded, you may as well get your Infernos down. Because if Town Hall 9s are beating you, you're not that much use. You need to be forcing at least a Town Hall 10 to attack, or a 9.5. Proper miner spam from the south. He's got some bowlers on the outside just to keep the miners in. And the other issue with the Infernos, and I said this, I don't know if anyone agrees, but at level 1 they're absolute shit. At level 2 I would say they become very useful. So I know when I dropped Infernos on my 10 and what's now my 11, I got them to level 2 pretty much straight away. So I just didn't see the point in level 1. I know it's probably only like 5 damage per second difference, but that 5 makes such a difference. And the hit points to go around it as well is massive. So always hard to tell with miners how many are left until you get a bit of clear base. And as you can see, there's an absolute ton of miners left, and this has no chance. And we're on the last 10v10. So if you've suffered the last 28 minutes with me rambling on, thank you very much. If you muted me, you can't hear this. Well done. Did it just say this attack ends in 1 minute and 24 seconds? Alright. This is an 86k 10, and I think I was talking shit earlier when I said that you just can't spam miners at Town Hall 10. Because I obviously didn't see this raid before I said that. So the base sets up very well for it. This is what I would do as sort of a 10.5. I like a skinny base that I can send the queen down one side, the king down the other side, and then just spam miners through the middle. And though it doesn't involve much of a plan, you do need to get your spells in the right places. Aim for the bomb spots or just before they're about to take splash and Inferno Tower damage. So he's lost his king. Queen's on her way out. She does get that expo down in time. He's got some minions around the outside of the base already cleaning up. A bomb could end this raid quite quickly, but he's just got too many miners left. Just to run through the last bit of stats. It was 47 to 42 and 3 stars. Final score 147 to 141. It was an absolutely fantastic weekend. Thank you very much, TWSS. Or that's what she said. And I'll probably do one more video with the Town Hall 11s. Hope to see you in that. Cheers.